our core business is the welfare of children. And that's why our slogan is saving lives and serving children. One of our main program is the OVC, that is Orphans and Vulnerable Children Care and Support. In that program, we have 3 different categories. Number 1, we have the community care and support of orphans and other vulnerable children. These are the children that have been orphaned but are residing within the community. We also have our Babies Rescue Center. Our Babies Rescue Center is referred to as a New Start Center. This center came to being due to a crisis that was facing children who have been orphaned mainly due to HIV and AIDS. Many children were being orphaned, abandoned, and we had several stories until it came to us that we needed to have a shelter where we can be able to shelter these children. We also have our girls shelter. This is a shelter for girls who have faced some abuse or at constant risk of facing abuse. That is from female genital mutilation, sexual violence, forced marriage, early forced marriage, crisis pregnancy, severe physical abuse. We rescue those children. We offer counseling, or what we call the aftercare support. That is counseling, that is health, that is shelter, and also legal support. And then after that, we rehabilitate them back into the community. Now, our main second other activity is healthcare services. We have a dispensary currently where we offer all the services, beginning with MCH, reproductive health, and OI for the children that are living with HIV and AIDS. We usually do a lot of community outreach, that is mobile healthcare services, mobile clinics. And in our mobile clinics, we mainly target the children that are in our support as well as other children within that particular community. And apart from the healthcare services, we also offer voluntary counseling and testing for people who want to come forward and know their HIV and AIDS status. Our other main program is community empowerment. In community empowerment, you realize many of these caregivers are aged and they are not able to support the children. So apart from us always giving them handouts, like you give them uniform, we give them food, and we support their medicals, we also want to empower those caregivers who are mainly the old grandmothers, so that they're able to stand on their feet to be able to support these children. So we've come up with a guardian empowerment program, and right now our main focus is on daily goats. You realize daily goats are easy to maintain for an old grandmother. And then we also do revolving fund, whereby we give some little money so that they can start their own small income generating activity, as well as kitchen gardening.
In the larger Meru and Isiolo districts, many babies under the age of 2 are in crisis. Poverty, teenage pregnancies, and HIV/AIDS are the biggest contributors to this crisis. Young mothers, often faced with impossible situations, abandon their babies for lack of support from family and the community. For baby Brenda, it was a rescue in the nick of time. Her street boy father was arrested just moments before he dumped her in a pit latrine.
Baby Brenda, actually it was just a coincidence, and I think we got there right on time. We happened to be coming on a mission to rescue a child in one of the slums within Meru town. And when we were just halfway, we got a call from the district children's officer, and who needed us to respond immediately because he had just rescued a young street mother who was defiled when she was in the street and had since conceived, and she had a child. And several of the street boys, about 5 of the street boys, were claiming to be the father to the child. And when we got to the district children's office, we found one of the street children who, when he realized he wasn't able to actually be recognized as a father of the child, was willing to do anything to end the life of this child. And he had taken the child and was going to dump the child in the pit latrine. But by God's grace, we got there right on time. And as soon as we got to the district children officer's office, and he came out, and the poor mother was just sitting there because she's also mentally challenged. And she actually had no idea what was happening.
It is all smiles at New Start Center, where babies are received with open arms. Upon arrival, babies are admitted immediately. A medical examination is carried out, and every baby put on the required medication if found to be unwell. Each baby is assigned to a nanny who watchfully becomes their new mother. At any given time, day or night, babies are well taken care of and their daily needs met with strict adherence.
At New Start Center, activity starts very early in the morning from 4 a.m. and that's the time they take, the babies wake up in the morning and they bathe them, all of them. By the time it reaches 6, all the babies are clean and they start serving the breakfast for them until around 7 to 7:30, and then they are ready for school for those who are going to school, and the small ones they are taken back to sleep. So for those who are going to school, they attend devotion and then they leave for school. So, and for those who are left here in the center, they wake up after 7:30 and they are fed with fruits, and they are also changed in the morning again. During that time when they are being fed with fruits, they are also taken out for basking around 9 to 10 there. Also after 10 they stay outside and play, as the rest of the babies in the kindergarten also join them for break, also taking tea at 10 and snack. They play together until 11:30. At 11:30 the babies in kindergarten go back to class until 12:30. 12:30 they all have their lunch together up to 1 or 1:30, depending whether they have been able to clear. And then from 1:30 they go for a nap until 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock they wake up, they take 4 o'clock porridge, and then when they finish they watch TV, DVDs and play just within the sitting room until 6:30. They take their supper or dinner, and then after that they go to bed at 7:30.
Since the discovery of HIV/AIDS, hundreds of thousands have lost their lives and millions more are infected or affected in Kenya. The impact of extreme poverty combined with the effects of HIV/AIDS have created huge numbers of orphaned and vulnerable children, who are often left to find their own means of survival. Many are forced to leave school and engage in labor or prostitution. These children suffer cold, hunger, depression, and stigma, among other uncountable problems. They lack basic needs such as food, clothing, shelter, medical care, and education. In the larger Meru and Isiolo districts, the numbers of orphaned and vulnerable children are alarmingly high. In Ngaramara location, within Isiolo district, one of Ripples International's areas of operations, desperation and hard times echo in many homesteads.